Hello there, fellow pioneers. Fixit Incorporated does not condone the misuse of hypertubes, as factory output is put at risk due to the potential for suboptimal outcomes impacting the pioneers' availability to work. Off the record though, if used with a bit of common sense, hypertubes can send you all over the world in a single bound. So let's take a look at the cheapest option, using only 40 megawatts to send you flying across the map. For this setup, you'll need a 4x3 foundation surrounded by walls, as we've got down here, and we're going to create a split and offset loop. So starting on the left, we use the foundation edges to align the supports, and on the right, and this is the important bit, we do the same but offset each support by 1 meter from those on the left, which creates our offset of the loop. Now, using the noodle build mode for tubes, we connect the pipes to make two 180-degree sections of the loop. Don't connect them together, so each loop is offset from the other. Next up, we need to add our ejection tubes. This is where you'll come flying out across the map. Of course, I'll just walk the long way around. And these go 1 meter or 1 tick offset from the entry points and 3 meters back. And then you don't need to keep running the long way around like I do here, but you then need to put the exits of your ejection points, and these go 1 meter or 2 back from the wall, angle as you see fit. The easiest and most straightforward is to just do them straight as per that one, but you can actually stop and think. We'll call it thinking, I didn't make a mess of it whilst recording. You can offset these and angle them to send you flying in a different direction if you so desire. You can of course place these just by dragging a tube from the initial one, but for the purposes of this, breaking it down, so add the hypertubes in, again use the noodle. And that is it. We have the split loop and the ejection tubes. We just need to add the entry points. Entry points are always the points next to the ejection tubes. Now you get in the entrance facing in the direction you want to go. So you go in this one, you whiz round and you get yeeted out of that tube. You go in this one, you whiz round the same way, but you get yeeted out of that tube. And I know some of you like diagrams, so here's a diagram. Purple are the entry points, grey are the supports, red is power, pole and cables, and the yellow lines are the tube showing the direction of travel. Easy. Now we simply add our power and give it a go. Now you can just jump in, making sure you've got your parachute or jetpack equipped beforehand. And that's it, sit and wait. Hands off the keyboard at this point and wait for yourself to be flung across the map. Now this is just for demonstration purposes, so I'll quickly fast forward and bring us back and show you what happens with jumping in the other side. No special trick to getting in, just get in, let go of the keyboard because you don't want to be pushing any directions, and wait for the inevitable to happen. And yeah, remember I said you need the foundation surrounded by walls? That's why. Occasionally the tubes behave in accordance with the Fixit Incorporated approved mode of operation, and the walls stop you from being flung where you don't want to be flung. Technically you only need the one wall behind each ejection tube, but when using hypertubes outside of their design parameters, a bit of safety is a good idea. After jumping back into the loop, you can see that it works just fine, and all that's left is... No, stop that. Stop. Thank you. All that's left is to go over the resources needed for this setup and finish off with a trip across the map. Using hypertubes in this way does send you, if you want it to, pretty much all the way across the map, even just using this simple 4-entrance setup. So if you want to hyperjump travel and have a quick way of getting back, you'll need to be able to take enough with you to get back via a remote powered facility. 2 biomass burners, or 1 and a shard, and some fuel which you'll leave a stash of at your remote site, along with 2 power poles, 6 power lines, 12 foundations, 14 walls, 20 hypertubes, 4 hypertube entrances, and 10 hypertube supports. For a remote hypertube base that only sends you one way back, you can reduce the amount of resources by 4 tubes, 1 entrance, 2 supports, 1 cable and 1 power pole, and tweak your power requirements accordingly. You can also scroll your to-do list to check you have enough materials. I don't, but hey ho, let's time ourselves across the map. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give the like button a boop. Cheers! Well, I wasn't expecting anyone to stick around this long. If you are still watching, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Take care now, bye!